situation, that is the compression fracture. All of you have heard of the compression fracture, I'm sure.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In what
Yes,
context
ma'am.
did you in what context did you hear it?
Ma'am, trabecular system.
Correct. Trabecular system. So if you remember, we had spoken about the vertical trabecular system, especially, okay, and especially anteriorly, if you remember, it is not reinforced by the horizontal trabecular system, right? And that is why it leaves a zone of weakness which is roughly triangular in origin, and that is why if there is a chance where the trabeculae are weaker or the magnitude of force is way too high, in both these situations a fracture can arise. Do you remember this? See, because anytime we talk about a fracture, yeah, we are looking at, I had explained this to you even when we considered pathological fractures earlier for limb fractures. So you are looking at a normal force, normal bone, nothing would happen. Okay, normal force, abnormal bone. For example, a pathological fracture, an osteoporotic, infective, malignant pathology which has made the bone brittle. So in such cases, even a normal trivial trauma will cause some larger consequence like a fracture. Then there could be a third situation where you could have a higher magnitude of force which is falling upon a normal bone. Okay, so say a person meeting with an accident, so otherwise hale and hearty individual meeting with a very large force, so a collision or an accident or something being run down, so that would again result in a fracture, and both abnormal force, abnormal bone will definitely lead to a fracture. Okay, so we had spoken about compression fracture in that context earlier, wherein the trabeculae were subjected to a higher magnitude of force and thereby could not really sustain it, and this the most common type of trabeculae to give way was the vertical trabeculae, especially in the anterior region. So does that remind you of this particular portion? I'm trying to point out, I'm not getting the pointer. Yeah. I do not know if this would work. No, I don't want this. What should I choose? Hidden? No, it's too hidden. I can't even see. Please help me.